Hey there, Coastal Bend meteorologist Carly Smith here. How great has this rainy period been? We're still going to be dealing with the rain off and on throughout this week, especially through Thursday. But we saw a lot of rain Thursday, or not Thursday. We saw a lot of rain Sunday through this morning. So if you want to comment, let me know how much rain you saw. I posted in the post just before this that we have accumulated 3 inches in many spots across the coastal bend, so that's really impressive. Sweet. Anyway, that's really impressive, right? And yeah, we're just going to dive right into first looking at the radar, and then we'll look at those rainfall totals live together. You can comment how much rain you saw, ask me any questions. Check this out. This is our temperature change, right? So we're 5 degrees warmer than the same time yesterday, which is also pretty wild. This might be the wrong Max computer, and that could potentially be a problem. No, I don't think it is, because that one's off. Anyway, we're loading the graphics, the radar, but anyway, we're warmer than yesterday. We're gonna be warmer than today, tomorrow, so we are entering a warming trend. But some of the fun facts about this forecast is we haven't gotten a ton of rainfall in our watershed right now, but there's still a chance. And we have gotten some rain. We're gonna break that down once I get the graphics to load. Don't you love technology? It's great when it works. But overall, it's a rainy period. And we're tracking drizzle now that the heavy rain has moved out. So if you're like, I need to drive, do this errand, will it be raining? The answer is yes and no. So our heavy rain is gone. Our thunderstorms are gone. They're offshore and to our south and to our north. So no more thunderstorms. We've got radar now, y'all. No thunderstorms. That we'll get a break from the thunderstorms, but we are going to continue to see drizzle, which you do notice when we pull up the visibility map. So radar doesn't do a great job of picking up drizzle. Port Aransas is getting some right now as we speak. So that's going to continue. It'll be a little spotty. Not everyone's going to see the drizzle. Let's take a look at these temperatures now, where we are at least warmer than yesterday. So it looks like we're actually drying up the drizzle a little bit now as we speak, which is fabulous as well. Calm conditions. Noon, we still have a chance for that rain, but that's really moved out a little bit sooner than expected. So we've got the winds currently out of the north. They will be shifting more out of the southeast. They will pick up. We could see some gusts around 30 miles per hour. So let's talk rainfall totals, and then we'll talk watershed, and then we'll talk futurecast, and then we'll basically be done. We will also touch on our flooding risk and our severe weather risk. But here's those rainfall totals across the area. I'll make it big. So I know we're on Facebook. I think you can turn it sideways and maybe it gets bigger. I'm not sure. Anyway, 1.5 inches in Driscoll. This is as of 9 a.m. Over an inch in Corpus Christi. Aransas Pass coming up pretty big with 2.26 inches. Rockport may be a little bit slow. I believe you're closer to at least an inch. Padre Island around an inch. Kingsville over an inch. The target for the heaviest rainfall was Benavides, Alice, Orange Grove, Mathis, Beeville, George West. Also through Corpus Christi, I have received several reports from y'all saying you saw nearly 3 inches of rainfall over the last 2 days. So really impressive. At the airport, we picked up 1.02. As of 9 a.m., Padre Island was 0.96. They were still getting some rain through about 10 a.m., so that could be higher. Some of the heaviest rain fell there later in the morning, so it might be a little delayed. You see Flower Bluff nearing 2 inches, so that's probably more accurate for Padre Island as well. But really impressive rainfall totals. Did it fall in our watershed? Not really, but a little bit. So we got this little tiny notch right here, right? So that's between, we lost the words, but that's really Live Oak County. Got it in the watershed. Northern Jim Wells County got it barely in the watershed. This is south of Choke Canyon, but would flow into Lake Corpus Christi. So we got some rain in the watershed, but we need it up here, right? We need it in this area. The watershed currently, this is from texaswaterdata.org. is up to 30.2 as of yesterday. The reporting from Nueces River Authority was still at 29.9, but they haven't updated it for today after the rain that we saw. Granted, tributaries, it does take a little while for that water to make it, but a lot of this water fell right over Choke Canyon and Lake Corpus Christi, so some immediate kind of boost is going to be possible as well. But anyway, regardless, we're still flirting with that stage 2 drought restriction. We're hoping to get some more rain, right? Let's get it to go back to the bigger view because that's going to make it easier on this next graphic. Don't forget, y'all, I will answer your questions, so feel free to interact. If you're watching this on a different platform, Facebook is where I'm looking at the questions. So I apologize if you want to ask a question on our live stream or on YouTube. I need to get better at checking the YouTube, but I can only do so much at one time, you know? 24-hour rainfall totals, we went through those. Now let's zoom out, look at the watershed one more time. Okay, this is what we've seen so far, right? So around 2 to 3 inches across Jim Wells, portions of Live Oak, a lot of B County. Not a lot in the watershed. Here's what we're looking at for the rest of today, or this morning, and the rest of today into tomorrow morning. Just some light, isolated pockets of rain, some drizzle and mist I think will develop into tomorrow. It'll feel a little foggy early on in the morning, but the heavier rain shifting gears toward Houston. That's where the flooding risk is going to be heading into Tuesday morning. Notice still not a lot of rain, if any at all, in the watershed 24 hours from now. But look what happens on Wednesday. So Wednesday is going to be the day we get our best chance for rain in our watershed. We're going to see higher rainfall totals through Wednesday morning. If it lines up where it's going between Laredo and Choke Canyon, that would be great for the watershed. We would love to get more in the hill country up here in the outside of San Antonio, but there could be some pockets of 2 inches that flows into Choke Canyon. All of this between Laredo and George West with the rainfall estimate forecast over 2 inches would go into Lake Corpus Christi. So in a perfect world, we want the higher amounts falling up here, but obviously the world isn't perfect. So that's what we're looking at. I need to zoom back out. As we continue into Wednesday and Thursday, so the higher, we're trending down with the rain. So by Wednesday morning, we really start to trend down with the rain. So I don't see the highest rainfall totals setting up necessarily for Corpus Christi through any of the rest of the events. I think the heaviest rain we're going to get in the city has already fallen, but we still have several days where we could see some rain. It'll be more light or pockets. It's going to be a bit more scattered. We'll break it down on future casts coming up. But that's your rainfall total outlook. As far as percentages I put on the board this morning, that's when we had the 90%. That's gone and passed. So Monday is now like down to 20 to 15%. So Monday is now much lower the rest of the day. In fact, we can lower it for the visual effect, right? Why not? So when we lower it, the rest of your Monday is going to look more like this, right? We already had the thunderstorms, so they're gone. We see our next chance for thunderstorms. Actually, let's bring those back. I'm going to add them right here. So Tuesday night into Wednesday, that's our next best chance for severe or strong, potentially damaging thunderstorms is going to be Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. So we'll break that down now. I also want to point out any rain we do see, so this rain event has totally saturated all of the coastal bend's soil, right? Which is a great thing. We love saturated soil. It's going to make it soggy. It's going to make it muddy. It's going to produce puddles. I said, let the kids wear their rain boots and jump in puddles this morning. It's my favorite pastime. I'm just kidding, but I do love to do that. Anyway, the problem with the saturated soil is any rain that we do see is not necessarily going to get soaked up by the soil. So it's going to want to go somewhere else, which could mean streets, backyards, mosquito breeding could be taking place with puddles developing and our temperatures back on the warmer side. So all of that not necessarily ideal. But anyway, timeline, let's break it down. So what we are dealing with is there's essentially in the upper levels of the atmosphere, there's this trough, right? And this trough is shooting down and it's tapping into Pacific moisture and Pacific energy, and it's there's pieces breaking off of this trough and shooting up through Texas and then kind of weakening as it approaches the Midwest, right? So as these little pieces are shooting off, that's when we're essentially getting surface lows developing, and we're really getting our rain chances boosting up with these pieces of energy, right? So what we are going to see Tuesday overnight tonight and into Tuesday morning, just some spotty light showers. You'll barely notice it because you'll probably be sleeping. A lot of that rain on Tuesday, some of it falling in our watershed, but a lot of it more so San Antonio, Waco, Hillsboro, Texarkana, Houston, Tuesday. That's the bigger threat. East Texas has a flooding risk on Tuesday. Tuesday night, this is our severe weather risk. So we're going to see this surface low pass through the area. It's going to produce higher amounts of CAPE, or convective available potential energy. It's going to bring higher amounts of moisture. It's going to produce, there's natural spinning that goes around surface lows, so it's going to produce changing winds throughout the atmosphere. So all of those three ingredients, let's see, we've got shear, CAPE, moisture, front. So we kind of have some fronts that trying to develop on this boundary. However, the stronger front is to the north, and it doesn't get here until later in the Wednesday afternoon. So while there's a chance for some severe weather Wednesday afternoon, that risk looks greater toward Houston. Our risk is going to be with this early stuff coming up through Corpus Christi Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. So that time frame is really going to be about 9 p.m. through 4 a.m., right? Then the cold front swings through. We see those storms developing from Victoria to Houston late Wednesday morning and into the early afternoon. A cold front does move through Wednesday afternoon. We have a chance for a few thunderstorms to develop along this front. It's going to pass south. We're going to dry out a little bit. We get some rain trying to develop behind the front because fronts do cause an additional boost of atmospheric energy and lift that is needed for storms and rain to develop, but then we dry out. So Thursday is actually looking pretty dry. There's only this isolated opportunity early Thursday morning. When we talk about the watershed, let's go back. So Tuesday we get it. Wednesday is going to be this line of storms moving through, but it's more so going to be with the cold front. And you know what, the high-res model, unfortunately, I was all hyping up Wednesday. Well, okay, the watershed has most of the rain from Laredo to George West, and we're still going to get that. Yeah. That storm developing a little further south that tries to track through Corpus Christi, that makes me a little nervous that it could pull some of the energy from our target zone for our watershed. If we could get this low to push a little bit further north, that would be perfect, ideal conditions. But anyway, that's when that's going to happen. So that's going to really be Tuesday night into around 3 a.m. Wednesday. Then pretty much that's our last hope for rain in the watershed, except for anything that tries to develop along the cold front. Then we're fairly dry. We do get a chance for a little bit more light rain as this stronger front passes through the area into Saturday morning. So Saturday is going to trend colder than the rest of the week. And Sunday morning is when our lows are back in the 40s. So I don't see a freeze, but I do see lows back in the 40s. Hey, Justin. Hey, Gloria. Yeah, a lot of rain. Yeah, I wish everything was perfect the way we want it to play out. But I don't have control over it, right? I can only tell you what I see and what I think is going to happen. And so in your 7-day forecast, we already had our heaviest rain. We're done with it on Monday. We could change that. Tuesday, we get some drizzle possible, especially in the morning. Some gusts will be up to 40 miles per hour. We get the overnight severe thunderstorm risk Tuesday into Wednesday. Rain early, afternoon thunderstorms possible as well with that cold front passing through. Then Thursday, you barely notice the front. Your lows are a little colder, back in the 50s. Wind is back out of the north, but we see more sunshine. That's the main thing you're going to notice is a little bit more sunshine on Thursday. And I think with that happening, our temperatures are going to stay maybe warmer than they were on Wednesday because we're still kind of gloomy on Wednesday. By Friday, it's a gorgeous day. We see cloud coverage building though. Temperatures in the 70s. Wind is light out of the east-southeast. Thursday and Friday both have light wind days. That could be my return to surfing. since I've taken a cold air hiatus. But especially if we see sunshine on those days and light winds, we've got pretty high waves all week long. The highest waves, probably way too dangerous for me, are happening right now. And so for anyone that's interested in the wave forecast, we got 5 to 7 foot waves every 8 seconds. So that's a pretty long period for the coastal bend. But Wednesday we get up to 9 seconds. We're still hovering around 7 seconds with some swells hopefully rolling through behind the cold front. And 3 to 4 feet there Thursday, Friday would be like beautiful with the lighter winds. So I hope that plays out. But anyway, regardless, I hope the sun heats things up as well, and those temperatures. So we'll end things on the 7-day. I'll make sure I answered anybody's questions or comments on Facebook. On the 7-day, of course, we're in the 70s Thursday and Friday, which is great. We should see some sunshine. And then there is a slim chance for a little bit of rain Saturday along and behind the front, but then we trend drier and colder into Saturday evening, and that's when our temperatures fall back into the 40s. So that's going to be it. You're so welcome, Alicia. I hope everyone has a fantastic week ahead. Don't forget to tune into all of our newscasts this evening, but I'll be back on First Edition 5 to 7 a.m. with any rain updates as you're headed out the door. Anytime we have a chance for isolated rain and pockets of drizzle. Otherwise, the heaviest rain has passed. Our next chance for thunderstorms, Tuesday night. Tuesday night, be weather aware. It doesn't look too severe, but there is a risk for some stronger storms that could produce a damaging wind gust. So that's all we have. You can always check out the forecast on our app as well. It's the 3 News app. We share it with news, but you can get our detailed forecast by your local meteorologist, myself, Chief Meteorologist Alan Holt, Meteorologist Kristen Walla, and Meteorologist Faith Colbert as well. We all update that information when it's our shift. So it's the most accurate for you by people that actually live here and work here and play here. So that's it.